Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another quick training. As you can see, today I'm going to cover a hotly debated subject. It's been hotly debated since, I don't know, 10 years, and the answer changes a little bit from time to time. And I want to give you kind of the most updated thinking by those who use these platforms all the time of which is best. You want to generate some new business, you want to generate new patients, new clients, new customers, whatever it is you're after. I'm going to talk about how this is best. Now, I tend to use this for new patient generation for our clients, but this will apply to anybody in any type of business pretty much. So I'll give you an idea at least what is the difference. So in this corner, ladies and gentlemen, we have Facebook. Facebook has a whole bunch of reach and people who scroll through stuff. They're looking at cat videos and talking to grandma and having all their other kinds of fun stuff in there. And friends and family use it to communicate with, and groups use it to become groups with, and all that sort of thing. That's Facebook's thing. And the ads are in there. So as you scroll by, the ads sort of interrupt you a little bit, and they're right there. When I talk about Google, I'm talking about Google and Google search. So you search, I'd like to find a chiropractor near me, and you come up as a first in that paid search area, and Google directs you, and you pay for each click that comes through, right? You also really pay per click in Facebook, but it's done a little differently, so it doesn't seem like it's that way, but it is. Okay, so let's talk about the strengths and weaknesses of each of these. So, and I'm just so I look over here, it's because I wrote some notes. I want to make sure I cover these points well with you. So if I look off, it's on, I'm distracted. I'm actually looking over here at my notes. Okay. So first of all, Google. So Google, okay, the greatest thing about search ads is the intent. The person decided to search for your product or service. They're like, I'm looking to buy, or I have high interest in this. And so they have a high intent, right? At least they're putting that on. So now they're doing research. They started the process themselves, right? That's kind of a self-motivated thing. So people see that as a higher intent value. Um, the problem, okay, so that's a pro of that. That's why people love it. That's why Google makes it so easy to buy these. Okay, there are some downsides to this kind of ads because you think, wow, that's all you need, right? Just people who are ready to buy, people who are originating a search must be the best possible thing. Well, yeah, sort of. The cons of it are this. You don't know who that person is. That could be a guy living under a bridge with a cell phone who dials it up and hits search, and you're going to pay as much for that click as you're going to pay for the guy who fits your ideal profile. Maybe they're driving the Mercedes up to the golf course right now, and they're searching, right? Both guys click. You don't have a choice to choose the quality of the clicker. You just get a guy. The only quality they have is the fact they're looking. They could be a little too far away. They could be the wrong type of person. They could be not right at all. They could be missearching and searching on the wrong thing. It could be a complete mistake, right? So, because it's so easy to get the wrong person, that the targeting can be kind of all over the place. The other one is it is easy. When that person clicks through, they didn't really have to do anything else, right? Usually they click through, maybe they fill a form out or, but it's a very easy search for them. All right, so that's the thing. Also, one pro, by the way, of Google is it's very easy to set up and do. Google is very smooth. You just put your name, your information into the marketing system, and it kind of does its thing. All right. So pros on Google: intent-based people seem like they're interested because of the search. Cons are you can't target, you can't change the quality. You end up paying the same amount of money for the quality, and there's a lot of room for mistakes and goofiness that were the wrong person because there's no other way to target them besides the fact they were just interested and maybe in your area, and that's about it. Okay. Now it comes to Facebook. Facebook, it's a little harder to set up. Facebook, I will admit, it takes a little more learning curve to actually learn how to run and set up and be successful with Facebook ads. But once you kind of get into their system and understand how they do things, understand how things are priced and how things are worked on and well, the way Facebook looks and stuff and how the algorithm works, it's not that bad. It's just, it's only taken me 11 years to figure it out, right? So it's not that bad. Okay. Anyway, no, it doesn't take that long to figure out, but I've been doing it that long. All right. So the idea is that, okay, the pros on Facebook are audience targeting. You can decide exactly the type of person who's going to see your ad. I only want people who are this age range and this economics, or they all have pets or whatever it is that you need to find, or whatever works for you and what you're trying to attract in as a new person. You can select that out and have that happen. And even Facebook will even help you. There's actually tools now that'll help. Facebook will say, oh, that's who you like. Oh, here's some other things that those people all have in common you might want to try. And it kind of helps you find the right and target just the right one. So that your ads are only shown to the right people and you only pay for the clicks over the right people who click on there, right? So the ones that are living under a bridge or like to live too far away or whatever, you don't have to worry about that because they won't even see your ads. Okay. So that's a major advantage of Facebook. And that's why you see people kind of using that first. We use it first, all of our clients. Um, Another one, with Facebook, you're interrupting them, yes, but you're able to put your ads in front of as many people as you want to. So, for example, on Google, you're doing a search, you're saying, okay, you need people to wake up this morning in your area and search for your type of service. You have to wait for that to happen. There's no way to make that happen. With Facebook, you can say, well, I sent this out to 10,000 people today and it worked. So tomorrow I'm going to send this out to 20,000 people who match my criteria. And you can keep adding audience. You can actually get in front of them whether they're looking for you or not. Otherwise, with Google, with search, there's only so many searches per day. There's only, okay, if you're a chiropractor, there's only X number of people who search back pain in your area today. So there's 5, and that's all you got a shot at. Or there's 2, or there's none that day, or whatever. That's why you're just sort of waiting for people to do their own thing. Facebook is much more aggressive. Where you're actually going out in front of people saying, "Hey, you're the type of person who probably needs me. You just haven't realized it yet. So you're one step further ahead in the process, and you put it just in front of those basic guys and prompting them to then take action. And that also lets you build a bit of a relationship too with that person. You can actually you can put a lot more information into a Facebook ad and a lot more of a context for people so they really know what they're clicking on and what they're getting into, and you're sort of adding that to it. Okay. So also, there's one other major difference between these two things. Google and Facebook ads are both sold on an auction basis, but Google has it really dialed in. When I say an auction, I mean when you go to Google, you say, "I will pay $1 for everybody who clicks on chiropractor near me. I'll pay $1 for this person." Now your competitor on the street says, "Well, I'll pay $2 for each click," and the person down the other way says, "I'll pay $3 for each click." Right? And you're all bidding in a bidding war, and so you're in an auction. And you know who wins every auction? The auctioneer wins every auction. What happens is the bid price goes up and up and up and up to the point where it's right at the top level. Whoever can bid the most wins, and the guy who bids the most is the guy who's willing to make the least. Right. So you have this kind of weird market thing occur where the guy who's able to who's willing to make the least profit, the least prosperity, has to pay his staff the least, have the cheapest rent, all that stuff, is the guy who can afford to pay more for those clicks versus someone who puts more onto quality or whatever, right? It kind of it incentivizes cheapness in a way of delivery, so that you can afford the marketing costs. On Facebook, while you are in an auction, there's so many more people in there. It's not just limited to a few keywords, and also because you can expand and contract the audience, as I mentioned earlier. It's a lot easier to kind of get away from the hot, expensive parts and go just to the niches that are working for you and those people. So you don't really get as much of the auction effect on Facebook as you do on Google. Google's entire idea is get all the chiropractors or all that business in that area to all be in one bidding war for one set of terms. And those 5 or 6 clickers the 5 or 6 searchers that day, or 15 searchers that day, or however many searches there are, they want to sell those for as much as they possibly can. And they've done really great with that model. They make billions of dollars on this paid search every month. Probably it's probably more than $1 billion a month. Anyways, they do quite well. So those are the general breakdowns. And now let me summarize the whole thing. Like, okay, John, just give me Facebook. Just start on Facebook. Facebook, you can start with a lower budget. Facebook, you start with a lot less risk. Facebook, you can actually start by finding different audiences that work for you. And Facebook will help you quite a lot. And overall, mathematically, Facebook generates for us and our clients a lower cost of lead, and we can control the quality of the lead. So those two things, those cheaper, and we can control who's seeing the ads, so we can control the quality of the lead. Those two things are why we primarily work with Facebook for our clients. Your mileage may vary. Hey, look, I've been in the e-commerce business, and search can just be devastatingly awesome for that certain types of business. So don't take this as permanent, as a permanent solution or a total answer to whatever your situation may be. Evaluate it. But I'm saying when it comes to local services or local marketing, almost always you're going to at least start with Facebook. I'm not saying that Google shouldn't be used. I would just say, hey, the first $5,000 a month I'm spending is definitely on Facebook. And maybe if I want to experiment later on, I'll buy a little more from Google or whatever. But quite honestly, you don't have to. We've actually found with our clients that by the time we've maxed out Facebook, we've actually maxed out the client's ability to take new clients, new patients. It's hard to, once you're booked solid, you're booked solid. You don't need to run any more ads and then go looking at other platforms. So generally, most of our clients don't even ever make it over to the Google side. And there's other reasons that I won't go into in this video for that as well. All right, so there's my tip for you. I know it kind of came out of it sideways there a little bit. I hopefully you get the idea. I will probably make a more of a webinar out of this at some point, giving more of the details. But I want to at least give you the straight up information that you can use and go out there and prosper with. Okay, so get out there and help some people. Okay, see you next time.